I've spent a lot of money putting up poultry shelters. Some of the things I had planned didn't work, some did. I'm making a couple of changes in my approach. But before I do, let me share my criteria for choosing the business that I want to do. This will clearly show you that my mind has kept changing over time. Between the time I established this criteria and now, some things have changed. But let me share it as it is, and then we'll see the changes. Oh, how we don't like change, but it comes nonetheless.
So this is the tool that I used, and on this particular row are the 11 items that I was using to score the performance of each venture. And then in this column are the different ventures that I tried those out, just a couple of them. Like you see, they are a total of 13, but there's space to do even more than that. So the ideal score should be at least 50. I used a total of 11 parameters right here at the top. So starting with the first one, you want to do something that has moderate to high market demand, and then I split the costs into two: startup costs and running costs. I don't mind spending a lot at the start, but the running costs preferably should be low. And then the labor, I needed it to have a low labor requirement, and the disease risk would get away with something that is a lot moderate. And then for passion, ideally you need high passion, but even if the passion was moderate, I would go with it. And then growth, that is moderate to high. Now, there needs to be potential for value addition, and the aim is to ensure that there is continuous production potential. I don't want something that is just seasonal, because if I'm doing this full time, I'll need to earn more frequently, perhaps on a monthly. So there should be potential to do that. And that's the problem with the crops. Most of the crops are seasonal, so you harvest twice a year. You can't depend on that because you spend more frequently. So the potential for that should be moderate to high. And then the space needed, land has always been a problem, so that needed small, medium space. And then something that anyone can do regardless of them being an expert in it. So because I'm going to do farming and I've not gone to school for it, neither have I been raised in a family that is typically a farming community. So I needed something with low to moderate technicality. So that is it. Now, these were scored on whether the score was good regarding the ideal requirement, or average or bad. So if it was good, like you notice here, the score was 8, and then if it was average, score reduced to 4, and if it was bad, the score was actually 0. Starting with the first one, exotic chicken, and that was layers or broilers. My judgment of their market demand was good because they have good market, but when it came to startup costs, they were pretty high, so that's bad. And the running costs to me are average, and also the same with the labor needed. The risk to disease is bad, and then the passion, actually passionate about chicken, and the growth rate, well, I think I would give that an average because they don't multiply as fast. You have to keep buying new stock. And then potential for value addition, I also put that at average. You could score this differently, but to me it was average. Then monthly production potential, that was really good. You could produce monthly if you wanted. And then the space needed, this would buy a little space, just a smaller room, and then you have many birds bunched in there. And the technicality, well, it was average, so this was fair, and that would be good enough at 54%. But I thought, how about we look at the local chicken? let's see if they could do better. So market demand is surely good. And then startup costs are also good. They're not as high. Running costs, those are also good. Looks like everything is good because even the labor is not as high. But looking at the disease risk, put it as average, and then passion for these. For me, was average. I'm not very passionate about these ones. At least at the time, I initially wanted egg-laying chicken. Then growth potential is also not as good. They take long to multiply. The value addition potential will be the same as the layers and broilers. And then for monthly production, this is surely less because they take long to grow, so it's average. And the space needed would be, I put this as average because they will most likely free range, so they will use more space. And the technicality for this is good, so you can see the score is fine.
Hey, relax. I have linked this tool in the video description for you to play with at leisure. But do you agree with my scoring so far? I suspect some friction. Just let me know in the chat section. Now let me go ahead and throw some colors in your face, and at the end we'll see if we like what this looks like. You can see here really from the scores that our top performer is the rabbits, followed by the black soldier fly, and the rest are in 60s and below. Quite interesting, some of them have a tie. And looking at our top performer, the rabbits, they had a score of 79. They really have a low market demand, but low startup costs, low running costs, low labor.
The only issues I had with the rabbits was my passion for it, because it's not something I've grown up doing, and then the market demand. But otherwise, everything else was good, hence giving it a very high score. Then looking at the second runner-up, it would be the black soldier fly, which has an average market value, not very clearly known, so I just gave it an average. The other two issues were my passion for it, because again, it's something which is new. Like you notice in this whole thing, I'm only passionate about two things, and that's the exotic chicken, the layers and broilers, and then secondly the piggery. All the others, yeah.
This is my tool that I use, and I revise it from time to time. I have just reassessed this system, and you will not believe I never thought broilers would ascend on that list of items. But guys, here we are. Subscribe. Let's complete the story in the next clip. See you.